Here we have a very recent eBay purchase. Sadly, my little steam edging budget has been a bit depleted of late. I had to concentrate on the far more important beer budget, so I haven't really had the chance to get much stuff from eBay. But things are looking up. Things are looking up finally. Yeah, hey. So this is I think it's probably the first actual steam engine I bought in quite a while. So yeah, this literally arrived today. Where are we? We're in the I don't know, second week of May 2025. So this is definitely very new. I think this is scratch built. I can't see any sign of it being made by a commercial manufacturer, and despite the painting on it's rather rough, but the actual construction, apart from the soldering on the boiler, is actually very good. So we'll let it come around, and I'll point out a few things. Obviously, we've got a displacement lubricator, which is always a good sign. Means that we're going to get the cylinder and piston will be lubricated, which is really good. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me change the camera angle a bit. There are lubrication holes in the crankshaft tunnel, which is always useful, so you can actually oil the crank, keep the crankshaft lubricated. Both the main steam feed pipe and you can't quite see it, but the one around the back, the exhaust steam pipe, they're actually threaded into the engine frame, which is quite a nice touch because it means disassembling it shouldn't be too difficult. The firebox looks like it's made of copper, going by the colour of the holes that have been put into it. So, and it's screwed together, so it's a plate construction, but by the looks of it, 4 plates, 2 sides, the front and the back. So, yeah, I think it's been quite well made. Yeah, the soldering looks a bit sketchy. Looks like it's been troweled on, but we can clean that up. I think this is probably a regulator, although there's no handle on it. It does go all the way through the steam dome here, so this may well be a regulator. So we'll have to investigate that. But no, it's a nice looking engine, and it's quite large. It's about 2.5 inch diameter boiler. You've got quite a large chunky flywheel. Let's come back out again. There's the red ball can scale. Yeah, it's fairly large. As I said, 2.5 inch boiler. This is about, I don't know, 1/2 to 3/4 inch the diameter of the cylinder. So it's quite a chunky thing. I think it will clean up really nice. I plan to strip this thing down completely and clean off the paint, clean off the original paint, polish up the boiler, clean up that soldering, investigate what I think is a regulator on the steam dome, and yeah, we'll give this one the full Monty, and I think it will come up quite nice. It's got a very impressive mess burner in it. Pull that out. Yeah, there you go. Quite the thing. Yeah, well, needless to say, we won't be using that, but it is a big chunky thing. I mean, there's my hand. So, yeah, impressive. So yeah, I think this will we can turn this into a very nice looking engine indeed. This little steam plant. So the next thing is to get it all stripped down and see how easy that is. So yeah, well, there you go. That's first look. Time to take this apart. So as usual, I've got my little pot here ready to put all my bits in. Spanners, screwdrivers. So we'll start off with all the easy bits first. So that's the drain fill plug, I should say, which is interesting, and the safety valve. Oh, pretty straightforward, simple safety valve. Take the cylinder and piston off. There we go. Keep that together. Nice that it's got an end cap. Next, I think, flywheel. Oh, that's not going to be quite as simple as I thought. Well, there's only one screw. There is only one screw. Well, I've loosened the screw off, but that doesn't appear to have done anything. So, yeah, might need a puller on that. All right, well, we'll leave that for now. Let's try these. Not quite. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I can see that on the exhaust pipe that the thread is definitely on the copper pipe, but I don't know whether they also thread into the block. These might thread into the block. So that's going to be interesting, because soldered at this end and soldered at that end. So yeah, very interesting. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get the get some of these loose. Not actually that tight, but the nuts, the stud itself is turning, not the nuts. That one's okay. Oh, so there's screws, I see. Alright, okay. So nothing as clever as a fixed stud. Yeah. And they're going to be very difficult to get to unless we can remove the boiler. And at this moment in time, I'm not entirely sure how the boiler is held in place, which is, yeah. Okay, let's try the screw for the chimney. Now that is loose. No, that's all right. So that probably means there's a block that the in the base of the chimney. Yeah, so that's loose. All right, so that looks like it is threaded into the engine frame, but obviously we can't move any of this unless we can separate it from the boiler, or the boiler from the firebox. I don't know whether these screws are going to move. Nope. Okay, let me have a think about this and I'll come back. Well, it would appear that the crankshaft is threaded into the crank disc. That's coming off nicely. So that's that. But again, it doesn't really explain, you know, why have we got a grub screw here and nothing seems to happen. But I can attend to that later. At least we've got that all disassembled now. And yeah, I need to work out how to get the boiler off, really, because it does look like these are threaded into here. So there's screws holding this down to the base, which is fair enough, but I'm not sure exactly how to proceed here. Right, I've removed the screws that hold the engine frame to the base, and obviously I've removed the screw that holds the chimney to the base. So this is all free now, and it would appear that the boiler is just pressed into the firebox. I don't think it's actually held in with anything. I think it just, if we get it free of because whereas the firebox bends over here, it just applies pressure to the top of the boiler to hold it in place, and I think that's all that's holding it in place. So if I gently lever this up, the whole lot should come off with a bit of luck. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Okay, well that's great because it allows us to get the firebox off and disassemble, you know, the rest of this hopefully with a bit of luck. So yeah. Okay. So the puzzle is starting to come together. I unsoldered the chimney from this pipe. It was only soft soldered, and I don't really know why they bothered to do that. You don't need a seal. You can just have a hole in the chimney and poke the tube in and you'll still get your smoke coming out of the chimney. So not sure why they did that. So now we've got this free and that's free. If we wind that pipe down there, then I should be able to unscrew this like that, and we can remove the engine frame from the steam inlet pipe. Yeah, someone's threaded these copper pipes, which is really, I mean, that's nice, you know, and these are just lock nuts. So yeah, so now that one should unthread from there, which it does. Great. And I think the base, yes, it looks like the base is actually screwed on, so I could take the base off. I probably won't need to for cleaning purposes. I don't know, maybe I will, we'll see. But yeah, so that's that. I think this is, I wonder if this might be threaded. Ah, yeah, that's threaded. But we can't take that off because obviously the oiler gets in the way. So, but if this is soft soldered like the chimney was, then it'd be quite easy to desolder this and then rotate the oil around, assuming it's not 2-bit pipes, and I'm assuming it's one piece of pipe with a small hole drilled in it for the oiler. So if I put some heat on that, I should be able to swivel that around, and then we should be able to hopefully that will clear the end. We should be able to undo it. So, but it's very, very, as you can see, it's very, very filthy with soot. So, but yeah, I'll get on and I'll do that bit off camera. So yes, once again soft solder on the oiler, and once I was able to turn that through 90 degrees, I could then unscrew this quite successfully from the top. It's still hot, this is why I'm holding it with the pliers, and get that off. So now we've got the boiler bait stripped down to its basic components, and see there's some solder inside there. It looks like it's been probably a lip seam on the boiler. So this needs to be submerged in vinegar and left overnight. That's the next stage for this, and that will get all this crap off of it. And then we can, but we can carry on and see if we can get the firebox apart now, seeing as how obviously I can access the heads of the screws. Well, I got the screws out of the base of the firebox, and that's come off quite nicely. I've put penetrating oil on the 8 screws that hold this all together, but basically it's just 3 pieces. So this is all folded, the main body and base, and then you've got the 2 end plates. Now I've tried turning these, I can't move these at the moment, and I'm reluctant really to try because I don't need to take this apart any further. I can clean this up exactly as it is. I'll use, you know, oven mate on the here and on the base. The boiler will go straight into a bath of vinegar and stay overnight, which will get all that crud off it and all that crap. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment.